We've done the camping test. We've done the off-road test. We've done the Death Valley test. And today, it is the last test of the CFMOTO Ibex 450 before our 1,000-mile review. Today is the road trip test. So we're going to do a 4-hour ride up to Bend and back. Along the way, we're going to test and see how this bike does on a long road trip, how comfortable it is, how easy it is to pass, and how just road trippable the Ibex 450 is. So it should be a fun ride up over the mountain today. The weather is gorgeous. Let's get it done. So we've made it to Sisters. So we're about 100 miles in to our trip today. So how am I feeling road trip wise about the Ibex 450 so far? Well, power wise, it's great. Up to about 70 miles an hour, and then it doesn't really have a lot of super quick power to pass people. You still can, but it's a matter of downshifting or just giving a longer runway. It's certainly not like this Goldwing here, because the engine is actually, it looks like a Road Glide. It's not like this big Harley here. But plenty of power to get up and over the mountain with me on it and pass people, as you saw. You're not stuck behind people. You're just not going to look down and be going 100 miles an hour accidentally, like what happens sometimes on a bigger bike like the 790 that I have. Seating position's reasonably comfortable. It's as comfortable as any other adventure bike. I think I have the taller seat on, which helps. It just depends on how tall you are. It's also a little cushier, but I've done a bunch of highway miles on the stock seat, and it was fine. In terms of complaints, a couple of weird ones. One, something about the throttle. It's like it's really tight. It pushes back really aggressively, stiffly, because my thumb in my glove is just smashed up against the front of the glove from fighting the spring-loaded action of the throttle. Maybe that's something that'll wear in. It's a minor thing, but definitely something I'm noticing right now. The other thing about this bike, and I've noticed this every time I've been on a lengthy highway ride, is where the handlebars are. So just for me, and this is body position is unique for every single person and ergonomics, but for me it's like the bars are just too far forward where my elbow has to be stretched, and then combined with the extra effort I have to give to hold the throttle open, my elbow joint and everything just starts to really wear out, and my bicep. So I know I can adjust the bars some. Actually, this might even be flippable. I haven't even looked at that, but I don't want to rotate them back any further because they'll be too far down, but I think I might just add a rocks riser. It may be that there's another position you can flip this over and get yourself half an inch. And the other thing is, I just keep saying it in every video, but it's just really prominent. The buffeting is, you just can't get out of it unless you duck down like this. It's just coming around the sides of the windscreen and, a little bit over the top, but I have the tall screen, so that's mostly eliminated. But it's just loud, man, the buffeting in your helmet. And it's 100% because of the windscreen, so wear earplugs if you're going to take an Ibex for a long trip. Again, this is not uncommon. This is not a deal breaker. I've dealt with this before. Most of the adventure bikes I've thoroughly tested have had this problem. The Himalayan has that problem. The 790 had it till I put that little wing on the top, and that solved most of it. But just know there's some pretty aggressive buffeting here. But in terms of performance, in terms of just cruising at highway speeds and climbing the mountain, It's been great. It's super fun in the twisties. I was having a good time. You know, and it's nice. Again, it's that slow bike you can ride fast. So I'm just full throttle in those corners, leaning over as hard as I want to. You don't have to like worry about overdoing it because you really can't on this bike. So I like that about it. It's fun. Anyway, another 20 minutes or so to bed, talk to Ryan, and then maybe we'll go get some lunch somewhere fun. So catch up with you in just a little bit. Cute dog. The dog is what I'm looking at. This is the dog. The dog is cute. The dog's cute. Thank you. They're stretching cable across the road. For a second I was like, why am I stopping for nothing? They're working on these cables, so there was one just like dangling dangerously, I guess. So they had me right under the pulley. Here we are. Oh, Ryan's Cove's out front. Great. Let's check it out. We're going to take the Rockstar parking right next to Ryan because, well, hell, we can. I'm so glad your bike is here because I haven't seen the Cove 800 in person yet. Tell us about it.
Pretty cool. I have 500 something miles on it. I've jumped it, I've wheelied it, I've whooped it, I've gone down the highway at 100 miles an hour on it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly in Mexico with full knobbies.
Yeah.
As someone who is 160 pounds and 5'9", you know, adventure bikes are kind of scary, and this is the only one that I thought would fit the bill for what I wanted. Time will tell on reliability and all that stuff, but it's got the KTM engine, right? It has the KTM oil filter that I just bought.
That's my my new tagline when people ask me about the CFMOTO and say something about reliability. I'm like, well, it's probably as reliable as the KTM.
Yes.
Because that's who they make bikes for. So.
And they seem to be reliable enough.
Reliable enough, yeah. The difference between Ryan and I is Ryan can ride. But you've seen evidence of that in the past. So you got a burger with jalapenos?
And I love jalapenos. That is spicy.
Yeah, no. I got some wangs. Well, super cool to see Ryan have lunch. Now I'm headed home to do the second half of the road trip test, and it's pretty much the same as the first half, just in reverse. So maybe I will just catch up with you when I get home for a recap of my overall impressions after 4 hours of riding. I really like this thing around town, by the way. Light, easy to handle, just enough power. It's a fun, like if you had a in-town commute or something bike, you know, it's maybe that's obvious, but it's not something you would think of if you're like, I want an adventure bike that can go off-road, but it's also just great for dinking around town. Nice, economical, easy to ride way to get around. But anyway, 950 miles will be well over 1,000 when we get home, and it'll be 1,000-mile review time. I forgot to mention there is one very special difference between the trip up and the trip back down. I need to make a stop and get something for dinner that I can only get up here as far as I can tell. I mean, I'm sure there are other places you can get delicious steaks, but these steaks are real good. The steaks have never been higher. Oh.
I feel weird saying hello to Dork in the road, so what's your real name? Ben. Ben, yeah. Are you out just riding by?
2 hours later.
We are home, safe and sound, and in one piece. The Ibex performed admirably, and I survived 4 hours of riding today with a nice little pit stop in the middle in Bend for lunch and shenanigans. So does the Ibex pass the road trip test? Yeah, it does. I mean, I knew it would, right? Is it the most comfortable bike to sit on for 2 hours in a row? No, but it's more comfortable than any dual sport and just about as comfortable as any adventure bike I've ever ridden. You do occasionally try to find seventh gear, but not often. And I will tell you, it's super fun in the twisties. And it's a good amount of power because it's got plenty up until the point where you would start to get yourself in trouble anyway, like I mentioned. So up to 70, it's pretty quick. It's not like sport bike quick, but it's quick enough. And then after that, it starts to fall off a little, but that's good because I want to know that I've hit that speed, unlike with my 790 where when I hit that speed, it just keeps going. And the next thing I know, I'm doing 100 miles an hour. So it's got the perfect amount of power to take you anywhere you want to go, but not get you in trouble, particularly if you're a newer rider learning how to ride a motorcycle. So in terms of road trip test, it's good. It's done well. I'm happy with it. And officially over 1,000 miles. So next up, 1,000-mile review. Looking forward to putting that together for you. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And make sure you check out the rest of the videos in the Ibex 450 playlist if you want to see the kind of testing that I've done. I took it to Death Valley. I took it camping. We did a freeway test if you want to see how it does on the freeway. But all that's in the playlist, which I'll link for you. For now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. And please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!